Hey gang, you know something I saw yesterday that was very surprising to me, and then I saw something else that was just like really shocking to me, and then I saw a third thing that I just went, oh my god, this is horrible, it's disgusting. Uh, as you guys will obviously see in the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about the passing of Rob Reiner, and I want to say, first of all, I didn't see a whole lot of his movies. I love This Is Spinal Tap. It's a friggin' classic. Had that movie on VHS for a very, very, very long time. Um, a lot of fun to watch. I can't really name too many Rob Reiner movies I've actually watched, to tell you the truth. Um, well, North, that was the other one, and God, I regret watching that one. I'm sorry, North was horrible. It was a really, really bad movie, especially that twist. I was like, oh. So, but yeah, I mean, when I found out he passed away, my first thought was, well, he was very old, probably had a heart attack, probably had some kind of, heart disease problem, something like that, or something along those lines. And then I found out later on that him and his wife both lives were taken by their son, and I was like, no, that can't be right. I mean, I didn't know their son or anything like that, but I was like, but it was all confirmed. It was like, yeah, he took their lives, and I went, oh, that's horrible. And you know how some of these celebrity offspring are. They can't stand the fact that their parents are famous, and they're kind of sitting in the shadows, and they're not doing anything with their lives and all this other stuff. And maybe their parents trying to tell them, like, look, go out there and get yourself a regular 9-to-5 job, because you're not going to mooch off me and live off me. And so who knows why he did it, but it's horrible, it's disgusting, and he knows where he's going to go when his time comes to leave this world, let me tell you. But I mean, Hollywood celebrity deaths like that, they don't happen very often. Somebody's life taken by a family member or something like that. But when it does happen, it's still pretty shocking. I mean, when celebrity deaths happen in like a natural way, I just kind of sit there and go like, wow, they lived a long, long life, man. I can't feel too bad for them, because, somebody reaches like their 70s, their 80s, or 90s, even 100, I sit there and go like, wow, what a life they lived. Man, that's so awesome. God bless them, and, hope they enjoy eternity in heaven, But when a celebrity's life is taken away by a friend or a family member, it's disgusting. It's horrible, and it's just something that's just like, man, you smart. But it's usually out of jealousy most of the time, because the media can say one thing, but it's usually just that. That's my own personal belief. But now we got to get to the part that really made me feel just uncomfortable and disgusting and everything like that, and that is not that idiot going by thinking he's in a race or something. It's what Donald Trump said. I still refuse to call him president, because to me he's not president. He's just some guy who's just up there trying to run this country and run it worse than anybody else has so far, in my own opinion. And all the terrible things he said about Rob Reiner. Okay, Rob Reiner was not perfect, okay? Let's be honest here. He was known as an activist, and a lot of people mocked him and everything like that for it, especially on South Park. I mean, I remember that episode, and whew, boy, did they mock him hard. I mean, in a way, I kind of feel like his character on All in the Family kind of went into his real life, I mean, I don't know if Rob Reiner was a liberal, but, I mean, even if he was, so what? That's his choice. But I'm sure there were a lot of people who didn't like him because of his beliefs and everything like that, and all this other stuff. But, but what Trump said about him basically not being a fan of his, and vice versa, it's like, well, whoop-de-doo. I mean, I'm sure there's people out there not a big fan of mine, and that's fine. That's your choice. I'm not going to sit here and just write down all your names, just like, here's to so-and-so, and here's to so-and-so, and all this other stuff, you know, like, you can just you know you can do this. But Trump just acts so butthurt over it, you know, he's sitting there, he's just like, you know, well, now he's dead, ha, 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 ha. I mean, those weren't exact words, but, you know, he's just basically, you know, saying these horrible things about him because they just didn't like each other, because they had different ideas for their beliefs and everything like that. And I'll tell you the truth, man, I just, you know, I've really never been a big fan of Trump. I've never been a supporter of his. And I kind of wonder, what do the Trump fans and supporters think of what he says? Now, I don't want to sit here and say, like, oh, they think what he says is 100% true because they're brainless sheep and everything like that, but, well, most of them probably are. I just don't understand, why is it that when people support somebody and they feel the same way, that to me, pardon me, that to me is like being in a cult. You know, it's like you have no individual mind, you just believe in what they believe in and just support what they say and everything like that. And to me, I've always believed that, you know, you can be a fan of somebody or a supporter of somebody, but if you're not a celebrity or have money to really give them support, they want nothing to do with you. You know, they're not going to come to your house and hang out and have dinner with you or anything like that. So I mean, most of these people who are just dirt poor but still believe in, you know, have their Trump support merchandise and they're hanging on their walls and stuff like that. You know, it's like, hey, Trump doesn't care about you. You know, you're nobody to them. Like I said, they're not going to come to your house and hang out for a day or night. So basically, the way I feel about it is that, you know, I think Trump is just being the biggest jerk of all time, or at least one of them. And I think that what he said was disgusting and everything like that. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of celebrities out there I'm not a big fan of, but I'm not going to sit there and mock them after they pass away. I mean, if I don't know you personally, I really don't want to give you my opinion on you, you know, especially after you pass on. Because I can't sit here and say that, you know, you did this, you know, I mean, that's the media telling us all this garbage. We don't know what the truth is. But to me, like I said, I mean, my own personal opinion of Trump, like I said, I don't know the guy, but I just don't like him. That's all I'm going to say about it. You know, I'm not going to be a fan of his. I'm not going to be a supporter of his. And I think that what he said about Rob Reiner was horrible. And, you know, and like I said, he's acting butthurt. He's acting all, his ego's hurt and everything like that. A lot of stuff about him is hurt because, you know, like I said, they just weren't fans of each other. They weren't friends of each other. And that's, you know, that's the way the world is. You know, we're going to have people out there who don't like us, and that's just how it is. I mean, to me, I just say, in order to feel something towards somebody, you got to get to know them. You know, and you know, I have my opinions on a lot of people that I know, and my feelings on people that I know, and I can tell you what I feel about them. I'll give you the positive, the negatives, and somewhere in between. But really, just to sit there and, you know, like I said, just act so, you know, like your ego's been kicked between the legs, something like that, and like I said, you're being butthurt over this. It's so stupid. I know Trump's not going to watch this video, and I couldn't care less if he ever does or doesn't. I'm just saying that, really, in all honesty, I think that, you know, Rob Reiner's death was horrible and terrible. What Trump said was horrible and terrible. And, you know, and like I said, I can't say I was the biggest fan of Rob Reiner either, because like I said, I didn't watch a lot of his movies. I thought it was very funny on All in the Family, especially between, you know, his character and Archie Bunker. You know, they were like a great comedy duo. They were a lot of fun to watch. But it's again, it's a darn shame Rob Reiner's life and his wife's life had to be taken in this way. And, you know, so yeah, I mean, you know, the son's going to rot for a long, 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 long time, if there is any justice. And usually in Hollywood, sometimes there is. But, so all I can say is, you know, to Rob and his wife, I know they're not watching this video either, but, well, maybe they are in heaven. Maybe they're just sitting there kind of going like, dude, get to the point, shut up. But to them both, may they both rest in peace. and may they find peace and love with each other in the afterlife. And to Donald Trump, I don't care what happens to you from here on out, because I'm not going to sit here and act shocked. Karma's coming for him, I guarantee it. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you like, leave your opinions down below what you think about this whole thing, because I really want to hear from you guys. Thanks for watching, everybody. God bless you all. Hope you're having an awesome day. If not, hopefully it's better for you tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you like my videos, please feel free to subscribe. If you would, please go check out and subscribe to any, if not all, the following channels down in the description below. Please, and if you would, please help me get to 100 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, 10,000, 100,000, or maybe even a million. I'm still trying to get 700 myself, and hope to get there before the next election. Just saying. And if you would, please go into your settings and go to the part where it says keep my subscriptions private, and push that button over to the left so that when you subscribe to somebody else's channel, they'll get the notification, and who knows, might want to go subscribe to you right back. I usually do. I enjoy helping out other people, because you guys have been helping me get this channel where it is now, and hopefully it's going to get a lot bigger, a lot farther in the next decade or so, however long I'm on this earth. I don't know. Just take care of yourselves. Try to be good. Try to be good to yourself. Try to be good to others. Till we do this again, as always, stay strong and rock on.